Welcome to the Howell Business Beat, where we delve deep into the dynamic world of entrepreneurship, innovation, workforce, talent, economic development, and so much more. Bringing you the latest insights and strategies into today's competitive business landscape. I'm Janelle Smith, president of the Howell Area Chamber of Commerce, and I'm excited about our two guests today. Our alliance partners, we have Emmalyn Wheaton with the Hartland Area Chamber of Commerce and Pam McConeghy with the Greater Brighton Area Chamber of Commerce. She's the president and CEO there. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you. Well, we're here today to talk a little bit about what our alliance is, what does that mean, and how we work together, and some really exciting new things that we're working on in partnership. So does anybody want to share about how our alliance came to be? I love and what it is, because I have to say I love our alliance. I think we work really well together, and it's been a pleasure just getting to know you ladies on a more personal level too. So and doing good things, doing really great things for our businesses and our members.
Well, we started our alliance by having coffee. We would have coffee at various places in Livingston County, and we just talked about how we wanted to connect and do things together. And we discussed opportunities and options, and we came up with creating an alliance and creating programming, really good, solid programming through that alliance. And it has been really great working with you two ladies, too. You are a pleasure to work with, and we have a lot of fun, and it's really wonderful to bring the different chambers together. That is something that has been done in the past, but not to this extent.
Right. And I think one of the important things is that we all work together because we know the benefit for our members and what it does for our business community. I think that is probably the best part of all of that. And the membership, you can see it in our businesses, right? Mm-hmm. This makes us a stronger business power in our area.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So I would agree and echo both your remarks. One of the things that I think is so powerful too, and Emmalyn, you mentioned it briefly, and so did you, Pam, about how much stronger we are together, and to have that more unified voice, and really it is collaboration for the greater good and for the good of Livingston County. So I think that it's made a lot of sense, and we've been able to really address or bring to light some of the challenging issues that our business community is facing and our community as a whole. So,
right, and we've been able to share resources and just work together for the benefit of our members. It's been really good.
It has.
Plus, it's fun.
Right?
we have a little bit of fun while we're doing it too, right?
We do.
It started with coffee and it's evolved into greatness.
All good things start with a good cup of coffee.
That's
anyway.
right.
Yeah. So we still have the coffee, by the way.
Yep. There's always coffee.
Right.
Well, awesome. So we talked, I'd like to talk today too about something that we've been working on for some time. And we really just announced recently to everybody that we are in the process of relaunching Leadership Livingston. And I know that all three of us are very excited about this, and really can't wait to get the ball rolling. And it is rolling pretty quickly, even though it's been many, many months in the making. But before we talk about kind of what to expect, I always want to kind of look back on, what has been. And so like what has been done, and how did we get to where we're at today? So Pam, I know that you have some history with Leadership Livingston, and I'd love for you to just share some insight on that.
I do. Well, Leadership Livingston started really years and years ago with the Howell Chamber, the Brighton Chamber, and Cleary University, Cleary College back at that time. And it was successful. It went on for years, and it had good programming. It has similar programming to what we're doing. We're just revitalizing and revamping and making it much better. But it was a good program. A lot of people that went through that program became leaders in the community, and a lot of them are friends. They're still in the community, and it's just a wonderful bonding experience for and a time for leadership and growth. it's really good for a community to put this on, and I'm so glad we're doing it.
And you went through the program yourself.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I went back and did it, and still maintain a lot of those relationships, and it was fun.
Exactly. And Emmalyn, did you have any insight that you wanted to share as far as like, what you're excited about, how, or how do I want to frame this? What are you looking forward to most about the program, or why do you see this as being critical? Is it like more of a critical need? And do you?
No, this is very important for our community. And I think especially, getting some of the insight from Pam and her experience going through the program and talking with other folks that have gone through that program and the impact that it had on them and the connections that they made in the community were so important, and connections that they still use today.
They still do.
They do. And these have developed into collaborative connections, right? There's a lot of things that have happened in our community that were instigated through Leadership of Livingston.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I feel that has the biggest impact for us. And what is probably most important about what we're doing with the programming is bringing everybody back together for that collaboration, for that connection, so that they can take that a little deeper than what they would typically do in our community, and maybe explore some of those parts of the community they haven't seen before, or maybe had a lot of maybe time to really look into.
Right. Right. And I agree. I mean, 100% with everything that you guys have said. And I think too, like one of the things as we were looking at this is that we noticed such a, like, it wasn't happening, right? So COVID hit, it didn't really happen. I think they had a small cohort at one point or another that might have been virtual. But there was a desire to see this program come back. And I think from all of our perspectives, with what we do and who we touch in the community and who we're connecting within the community, we quickly realized this need for the cultivation of the next generation of leaders, and to make sure that we have that civic-minded component tied in there, because we're also looking to really get people networked with what's going on in their community, like you mentioned, and how they can get engaged and involved and be a leader within their community.
Right. Livingston County is such a unique community in that we all work together so well, and all the different municipalities work together well, and the county works well with everybody, and the people work well, and the nonprofits and the businesses. We all are very unique in that respect. And I think what you're saying, Janelle, is that we need to keep that going with the younger people that are emerging and moving
absolutely, and empower them and give them the tools, the resources, the network and the connections to make that positive impact and difference that we know that they want to make.
And I think we've seen that, right, in the changeover in workforce, that there is that gap. And I think this is here to help fill that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I absolutely agree. So
right.
I think it's going to, as we're looking forward then to the program that we're working on designing, and with some different insight from individuals that have maybe been through the program, but also consultants, how we can incorporate the leadership components, but also bring it back to our community and tie it all in. So that leads us to our next point, ladies. So who wants to talk about what this new program looks like and what people can expect? And we'll dive right in.
Well, I think we have been very fortunate in finding somebody to help facilitate this program that has an amazing depth of knowledge, right? Karen Bedford is incredible value added to this program and has set up a curriculum that is absolutely outstanding. And I think a lot of people will be very excited to see how that rolls out.
It's going to really be run well.
There's a lot of wonderful content that's involved in the curriculum of this, and I am just very excited to see how it's all going to work together. But there will be no shortage of any topic covered, I feel like.
Right. It's going to be great. And they're also going to be leaving with some things also, with a certification from the CTA program, the Certified
Tourism Ambassador.
Tourism Ambassador. They'll become ambassadors, and they'll be able to take tests to find out where their personality is, and they're going to leave with some valuable information on themselves.
Yeah,
and the county.
I love that because there's some really great takeaways. That's a really great point, Pam.
Yeah.
And with the CTA program, I think that's going to be huge. And I know that's one of our first sessions or near the beginning. And it's just a great overview of the county. You know,
I know
it's a
great way to start the program.
Right. Absolutely. And then we're just it's going to branch out from there. So,
and then they'll get their little pin too.
Oh, look at you showing it off. Yeah.
Hi, Mary. I'm wearing my pin.
I love it. Oh, man. You're making me look bad, Pam.
I think you had your pin on the other day.
I did.
Made me look bad.
Oh, no. Well, at least we hold each other accountable, right?
If one of us can have it on, I think we're doing good.
That's right. This is our alliance representation.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We just support each other with everything. So today I wear the pin.
I think I'm next in line. That's good. Next time.
You are. I need about 20 pins. I just keep losing them. But they're important. And Mary Robinson of Brighton Howell, Explore Brighton Howell, does such a wonderful job with that program. And Carolyn.
Yeah.
They do. The programming is really interesting and gives you a deep look at what we have going on here. And for us, it's a great overview of everything that happens. And then we dive into each piece in every session that we come to after that.
Right. And so timeline wise, I know that we're thinking, well, actually, I know applications are going to be going live in April. So this isn't a program that we are going to ask that individuals apply to because we are appealing to a specific audience. We have outlined really our ideal candidate are those emerging leaders in the community. And then once the application is live, do you guys want to speak to the timeline and what we can anticipate? As far as what that, when the kickoff is going to be and what those programs look like?
Well, the kickoff is going to be in October. That'll be our first session, and it'll be an exciting welcome session. And then we go all the way through to May or June, right?
I think is it May?
May. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. With different programming. Do you want to talk about the programming?
So as we talked, we're going to start off with some personality tests and some leadership skills at the very start, some networking, getting to know your cohort, right? All the up to 40 individuals in that first cohort. So we're going to spend some time on that, looking at vision, mission, values, all those things that are important to bring us all together on the same page. Then, of course, CTA training and certification, which is going to be incredible value really just in and of itself. Then we would lead into education and workforce day. So LESA, Clear University, Flex Tech, Reaching Higher, our school boards and superintendents. And then looking at workforce and building inclusion in our workforce, culture, employees, engagement and retention. So we're going to spend quite a bit of time on that. That happens in January. Then leading into February is our nonprofit day. So you're going to get to hear from a lot of the nonprofits in our area, what makes them tick, what they're doing, and how you can get involved with that and why they're important in our community. Then we lead into, that gets us to March and Community Services Day, which I'm really looking forward to. We're going to visit the jail. We're going to look at EMS, Let's Transportation. We're going to get to see the old courthouse and explore some of those things in our community.
That was my favorite day when I took it. And Mike Murphy the sheriff is going to be working with us, and he has some great plans to make it really hands-on and fun as we go through that jail tour.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I was just at an executive board meeting prior to this, and some of my executive board members had been through the program. I think the majority of them had years ago, and they all still talk about the tour and eating lunch. And
I know, the eating lunch at the jail, it might not sound that exciting, but seriously, it was delicious.
The jail food left an impression.
The jail food with them too, right?
They did, yes.
I'm not kidding.
Well,
I think they really go all out. Plus, it's part of the experience. So I say that we do it. We're
doing it.
I mean, we have lunch over there at the jail.
I've heard so much about it. If we don't do it, I'm going to be...
I'm feeling we're gypped, right?
Right,
yeah.
exactly. I was shortchanged.
Shortchanged, yeah.
No pressure.
That's so funny.
Sure,
yeah, it'll be a great time.
Oh my gosh.
So after we get the jail food down, the next session in April will be Government Day. So we're going to look at municipal and state leadership, mentoring and effective training, techniques, knowledge, delegation, all of those things that really help you engage and be a stronger leader. And then in May, we wrap it all up with graduation. We're going to have a panel of leaders share their definition of leadership and what they look for in developing leaders. And we're going to make it a big celebration. This is a big deal. And having gone through the entire course, this is something that should be celebrated and people should be very excited about.
Right.
Right. And not only eating at the jail, but every single time that we meet, we'll have a good lunch from other places other than the jail.
Right. And we'll be moving this program around, which I think is important to note. So that way we get to see and experience things all throughout the county. So where we meet every month will change. And we've structured the program too to build in some time to really network and make some meaningful connections throughout. So your whole day is not just learning or just information overload, right?
Or busy work.
Or busy work. Exactly. It's truly meaningful. And the day will kick off at 9 a.m. with a light continental breakfast, coffee, and opportunities to network. And then we really dive into the core work of what we're doing around 9:30, but everything wraps up at 3 p.m. So you can still have time to check some emails, get the kids off the bus if you need to. We've really structured this in a way that we're trying to be very cognizant and aware that the people going through this program are also working a full-time job and just making sure that we're working around those schedules.
In the past, we've done Leadership Livingston on Fridays, but we know a lot of people like to take off for the weekend, and we don't want to disrupt their schedule. So we've moved it to the inside of the week on Tuesdays.
Right. Yep. And I think that will be well received.
I think it will be too.
Make it convenient, easy. And this is just one day a month.
Right.
Right. So this isn't anything where we're asking you to make an enormous time commitment to. We're cognizant of the fact that, you're going to take these skills in between each session and put them to good use.
Right. And then at the end of the day, you're going to be a better leader by taking this course.
Right.
Knowing your county, and that's probably why it is such a tight county, is that this Leadership Livingston program has been so successful in the past.
Right. I completely agree. So I'm very excited to the spin that Karen's going to bring with this and her expertise and her knowledge, like you alluded to, Pam. I think it's going to be amazing. And Emmalyn, I know you touched on some of the curriculum, but we'll be doing Strength Finder and DISC. So Pam, you said they'll have that to take away. I just think there's going to be a lot of really strong components of this program that are going to make it kind of just up, the next level, right?
Yeah.
That Leadership Livingston 2.0, so to
we're
speak.
Excited about it.
We are. And so applications will go live in April, and then we're closing applications June 30th. So we want to make sure that we have everybody's application in by June 30th, and we are limiting the first cohort to 40 individuals. So a committee will be determined to help us vet those applications, and we look forward to announcing them this fall.
Right, and people are already interested. We're already.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised, right? Like, as I said, what did I say? It was, it's been slow, like a slow go or a long process, but all of a sudden the ball's rolling real fast.
It's definitely rolling.
It's happening.
There's so much interest, right, in our community, and people want this and they want to see it back. And so I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Right. And I think
know it will be.
Beyond talking about like our emerging leaders and the people going through the program, this is also such a great benefit for our employers, right? Because they're going to generate a better employee at the end of this, an employee that's more connected, an employee that's more civic minded and engaged.
Definitely.
So I think that those are also great benefits if you're an employer listening to consider who might be a great candidate within your organization to go through the program.
I agree 100%, without a doubt.
Awesome.
A vested employee.
Right, absolutely. Vested. And it builds that trust and that loyalty, and I think it's all good stuff. So we also have ladies, what do we have coming up from our alliance?
Workforce.
There we go, workforce.
Yeah,
Pam, do you want to speak to that a little bit?
That's coming up in April. Is it April 14th?
17th.
17th.
Okay. Yep. And we have a lot of good speakers, a great panel, and we're going to talk about how to keep that talent here in the county and fresh, and we're going to get some real good opinions on that from some leaders in the industry.
Absolutely. And what do we have? Do we know what we have on the docket after that? I think leadership is one of them. Yep. And so actually, I'm glad that we talked about this because, we came in with a mild plan, but what we were going to talk about, you never know what's going to happen when we all get together, right?
It could go anywhere.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah, like it did the other day. I mean,
Yeah.
we met to talk about Leadership Livingston, and well, it takes a while to get there to talk about Leadership Livingston.
We talked about it all.
We talked about it. We covered it all, the whole gamut.
We did, but we had fun at the same time.
So we will be through our economic development series through the Alliance, which is our quarterly speaker series.
Yeah.
We will also be having a leadership session, at which session we will be officially announcing our cohort. So that's really exciting. I believe that session will be taking place in the fall, September.
Yes,
so just before the kickoff of Leadership Livingston. So.
It'll be fun.
It will. And it's going to be it's a great year. I know what are we like already mid-March? I can't believe this, but
I know.
I can't believe it either.
We've come a long way so far.
And that weather has been so beautiful out there that
it just doesn't
seems like we're missing a whole season or something.
I feel like
right?
it's the twilight zone. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Where are we? I know snowstorms are probably in our future at some point. I don't know. Hopefully not, right?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it'll be fine.
We're not going to put that out there. Cancel, clear, delete. Yeah.
The groundhog said early spring, right? Isn't that what the groundhog
He said early spring, and it happened the next day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand it, but
if we're banking on that.
yeah.
Well, ladies, it's been a pleasure. I can't tell you how much I appreciate our alliance and the both of you and being a part of it. We've done some really great things together, and I think that we just continue to build on that success.
Just the start.
That's right.
Yeah, just the start.
I love it.
That's
Well,
right.
thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for putting us on your show.
Well, thank you for being here and making time for it. Until next time, we'll catch you on the Howell Business Beat.